Hey y'all, it's me Alex. Today I have a good old-fashioned makeup tutorial for y'all, and I thought this would be especially appropriate because I have to do a professional work thing tonight, and it is not often that I do very natural professional makeup on my channel. It's something that I know how to do for my real life, but obviously it really isn't necessarily the most interesting look. So I'm basically going to a church service at a place that I have never been to before, so I didn't quite know, how exactly intense my makeup can be, so I really tried to keep it professional. Literally the dress code is wear what you would wear to church, and I'm like, well, what I wear to church kind of looks like if Noel Fielding had a baby with Miss Frizzle. So I figured it would probably be a really good idea for me to tone down my makeup. Basically, this is just a tutorial for us folks who normally look like Hot Topic employees but need to professional it up for an occasion. And I just realized I didn't do this intentionally, but just about every product that I used is affordable as far as I can remember. So I think that is really lovely. And anyway, since I don't think this one requires that much more of an introduction, let's just get into the tutorial. Okay, so obviously my brows are already done because I do the same thing every single time. So I'm just gonna begin by using my NYX HD eyeshadow primer. That way I can have a nice little base going on for my eyes. Here we go. Now for my eyes, for the most part, I'm going to be using my ColourPop X's and O's palette because this one is, pretty small, pretty basic, but I figured it would have some good shades in here to kind of look a little bit more professional. So I'm going to begin with the shade Sidetracked, which does have a little bit of micro glitter in there, but overall it really is just a matte shade. So I'm going to use that on this e.l.f. blending brush here, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade, and we're just going to build it up from there. I'm really trying to do a neutral eye look, that way, since this is something where I don't entirely know the people or anything like that, I really do want to just try and keep this look as neutral and professional looking as possible. I don't always need to have, something big or fancy going on my eyes. Also, this brush is kind of falling apart at the seams, so that's fun. Need to glue that later. I'm also kind of just rubbing this into the outer corner as well, kind of like I always do with any sort of transition shade, just to make it easier when I do the lid shade and the deepening up, just like that. So that is a pretty easy transition, and we'll go back in a little bit after I do my lid shade and deepen that up on the outer portion to just add a little bit more depth. But in the meantime, on my lid, I'm gonna just take a little bit of 20 something here, and I'm just gonna use that on my finger actually and just pat that onto my lid. I'm not gonna use glitter glue because as much as I would love for this to be a super intense shimmery eye look, I don't think that that is necessary for what I'm trying to go for here. So I'm going to instead just use it as a lighter wash of shimmer. And then I'm just going to take that same old brush without any more product on it and use that to blend out the crease portion. And then to deepen up the outer portion of my crease, I'm going to use the shade Fortunate here. And I'm going to use that on a blending brush from BH Cosmetics that is a little bit more tightly packed. That way I can kind of be a little bit more precise in what I'm going for. That way I don't end up with a full-on smoky eye or anything like that, but I can still, add a little bit of depth to this eye look. Okay, so now I'm gonna begin my work on my lower lash line. If you do base products, now would be a really good time to put it down, but I'm not someone who wears a base product, so I'm not going to do any sort of foundation or anything like that. So instead, I'm just going to begin working on my lower lash line. So I'm going to go back in with Sidetracked, and I'm going to use that in the same way that I kind of did it with the crease, and just blend that out along my lower lash line. Like I said, we're not doing anything particularly fancy here, but I am trying to make this kind of neutral, natural, and be for, those of us who normally go for a bit more color when we're trying to navigate looking a little bit more professional. And then I'm gonna go back with more of Fortunate right there. and I'm going to use that not all the way along my lower lash line, just like on the outer portion of it. And I'm really also focusing it in a bit closer to my lash line than I did with the lighter shade there. Okay, for my brow bone highlight, I'm going to go in with Issues here. Just that kind of light bony shade. I'm just going to very lightly put that up there. We don't need to do too much blending, we just want to make sure, you know, that everything's covered. Any brow hairs that I didn't pluck, you know, don't stand out too terribly much. And then finally for my inner corner highlight, I'm going to take Know Better, and I'm just going to pop that on in there. Okay, so now the basic eyeshadow is done. I'm going to move into my mascara and my lashes. So I'm going to begin just by taking my Ardell eyelash curler here and curling my lashes. I do about 10 pumps per curl, but you do you. And then for my mascara, I'm going to use my ColourPop BFF mascara in Black on Black. You can also use, like, I think a really cute brown mascara would look good with this, but I'm just going to do something a little bit more natural with my black mascara. And so what I do is I kind of do one coat on each eye on both the upper and lower lashes, and then after I finish the upper and lower lashes on both ends, I dip my brush back in and do another coat on top. I would do 2 coats on the bottom, but I feel like that would look extra weird and spidery on me. I think it can be really flattering on other people, but I am not one of those people. So now I'm just going to go in with my second coat on top. Okay, so now the eyes are officially done. I am going to go in with my bronzer. I'm going to use my Milani Baked Bronzer in 04 Glow. And I'm taking this on an e.l.f. blush brush like this. And I'm going to just do that along my cheeks, a little bit on my forehead, my nose. That way I can add a little bit of dimension and glow to my face. And then for my highlight, I'm going to use my Model's Own Sculpt and Glow highlighter powder in Golden Sand. This is just a very natural, wet looking kind of highlight, because I think a glowy face can do wonders for a look like this. And I'm just using this Real Technique setting brush because this is honestly what I've been using for my highlighter for years, and I haven't ever felt the need to use anything else. And now that the cheekbones are sufficiently glowy, to kind of blend that out, I always like to do my blush last. So I'm going to use this Milani Baked Blush in Berry Amore. I think this is really nice because it'll kind of pick up on the pink tones that I'm wearing in my shirt. This is also just a very nice, natural, glowy blush that I think is just a really good tone for my face. So I'm just going to pop that onto my cheeks here. And I'm going to pop a little bit on the end of my nose. And now finally, I just need to finish this off with some lip product. I'm going to use this ColourPop Lippy Sticks in Cookie that I impulse bought at Ulta the other day when I was getting my hair cut. I thought it would be a lovely little nude that actually is pretty different from a lot of the other nude lipsticks I have in my collection. So here we go. Okay, so I feel that lipstick was like super, super easy, and this is the finished look. Okay, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this little natural professional looking makeup tutorial. I hope you find it useful. Yeah, let me know down below what you think. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe down below if you want to see more videos from me. And I will see you on my next one. Hope you'll have a wonderful day. Bye!